Hi everyone, me again. Sorry that you have to keep staring at the same face. Maybe I should change it up and wear a hat or some glasses. I'll put my thinking cap on for my next video announcement. This video will cover the health and safety at our events, which is an extremely important topic. The purpose of this video is to ensure we are all on the same page with information and that you also know the guidelines and expectations that will be set for every person attending our live events. Topics that will be covered in this video include COVID training, contact tracing, spectators, costume changing, sanitising, hand washing, social distancing, the 4 square metre rule, cleaning and feeling unwell. We'll kick it off with COVID training and contact tracing. In my last announcement, I discussed the health and safety of those attending our events and advised the need for everyone to complete mandatory COVID training. Each time an age schedule is released, plus some other reminders on our social media pages, you will see mention of COVID training, specifically infection control. For your performer to compete at any Evolution event in 2020, the spectator bringing the performer must complete COVID training infection control. This is compulsory for everyone, doing solos, duos, trios and groups. If you are not sure who will be bringing the performer to the event, i.e. mum, dad or nana, then I would encourage all 3 of you to complete it just in case, please. It only takes approximately 15 minutes of your time, and once completed, you fill in the contact tracing form and attach your certificate to it. If you have already completed the COVID training as part of your job, etc., you do not need to do it again. Simply complete the contact tracing form and attach the certificate. We collate this information prior to the event commencing, so if you arrived at the event to check in with our front of house staff and we do not have this information on file, then your performer will not be dancing at Evolution, so it is vital that you do this, please. The link for both the COVID training and the contact tracing form can be found at the very bottom of our website, and you can complete it at any time. Please do not wait until a few days before the event. If you have a spare 15 minutes today or tomorrow, then do it, even if your event is not until mid-August or mid-September, please. Spectators at our events. With our first few events not too far away and the announcement of some restrictions easing, we've been receiving a few inquiries about spectators attending our events. As indicated on our frequently asked questions page and other forms of communication, we will only accept 1 spectator per performer. In addition to 1 spectator per performer, for solos, duos and trios, we will allow 1 teacher per studio. The only exception will be infants under 12 months. For groups, we will allow 2 teachers per studio maximum. We do not take pleasure in having to restrict the audience, and we understand that this may not work for everyone, but it is something that must be done. We are limited by the 4 square metre rule, and it is part of our COVID safe plan. The amount of extra work we must do on site when the event is running is far greater than normal, so a blanket rule of 1 spectator must be implemented and adhered to for the event to run. If we cannot manage and maintain this, it will jeopardise our booking with the venue and quite possibly future bookings for other dance events, not just our own. Please do not put us in a position where we have to turn you or other people away at the event, because we will have to do this. We don't have a choice. We are doing our best to provide our age schedules as far in advance as possible so that you can plan accordingly. Costume changing. As indicated on our frequently asked questions page, we are allowing costume changes. However, hair and makeup changes are not permitted, so please choose 1 style to last for the duration of your routines. If you need to pop on a wig or a small hairpiece, that is okay, but you cannot change your hair to add the hairpiece or the wig. We have adopted a get in, change, get out approach to limit your time in the dressing room. When you change your costumes, we ask you to please put them in a laundry bag or something similar immediately. Do not leave your costumes on the floor. Your items must be contained and organised, please. Warm-up and rehearsals. Please note that we will not have any space on site for stretching, warm-up or run-throughs. If you can find a space outside of the venue, you are more than welcome to do so. We have specific space allocation as a result of the 4 square metre rule, and unfortunately warm-up and rehearsals have not been factored in as we simply do not have the space. Sanitising and hand washing, very important. Personal hygiene is an extremely important part of life in general, but now more so than ever. We will have hand sanitisers positioned all around the venue, and it is a requirement for everyone to sanitise in and out of all spaces: the foyer, auditorium, dressing room, backstage. This is so very important, and I have no doubt by the end of the event, you'll be sick of hearing the word sanitise. But if we want everyone to be safe and healthy, this is a must do. Please ensure you also wash your hands for at least 20 to 30 seconds when visiting the bathroom, as regular hand washing is also vital. This will sound extreme, but I need everyone to understand my expectations. If you do not sanitise in and out of all locations, which will be signed accordingly, we will ask you to leave the premises. We all have an individual responsibility to manage our hygiene, so I really need everyone on board with this, please. If you see someone forget to sanitise in and out of a space, please kindly remind them to sanitise. We all get busy, or it may have slipped our mind, so we don't need to pounce on them, but we do need to remind them that we need to work together. Social distancing. I have no doubt everyone knows this term very well. The old 1.5 social distancing rule. I understand that this does not apply in schools, so it's difficult for the performers to understand the need at our events, but it is a must. While the performers are on stage dancing, they are allowed contact for duos, trios and groups specifically as part of stage 3 restrictions. However, as soon as they step foot off the stage, we are back to our 1.5 social distance. This applies to absolutely every space within the venue: foyer, auditorium, dressing rooms, corridors, stairs, etc. Again, this is an important point because if a health officer were to stop by and inspect our event, both us and the venue can be in trouble if we are not practicing our COVID safe plan. Where possible, chairs will be set up in pairs to allow for the performer and one spectator inside the auditorium. In venues where it is theatre style, we will make regular announcements to ensure adequate space between spectators. Again, I need to set the expectation that if people do not comply, we will ask you to leave the premises, so please follow all guidelines. The 4 square metre rule. Recently, a lot of us, including me, got excited when we heard the 2 square metre rule announced, thinking it would mean an increase in spectator numbers and so on. While in some states this is the case, for most of the country right now, the 4 square metre rule is where we currently sit. It is much simpler for us to plan conservatively and then apply this across the board. So this is exactly what we've done. Every venue is different. Every room size is different. This means our programming needs to be different for every single event. Although it is much easier to plan for 4 square metres and know we've met all requirements. This is the reason why we are only allowing 1 spectator per performer, no matter whether it's solos, duos, trios or groups, and why we will also mark out the dressing rooms and backstage areas accordingly. If circumstances change over the next few months, and fingers crossed they do, we will of course review and update accordingly. Cleaning. As you all know, cleaning is a big part of general hygiene, although with COVID it needs to be done more often in certain areas. With this in mind, we will have a team member wiping down all high traffic surfaces such as door handles, handrails, etc. As we conclude an age group, we will also conduct a general clean of areas before the next age group commences. This is also an important part of our COVID safe plan. If you are feeling unwell, I cannot stress this enough. If you have any symptoms at all or generally feel unwell, a bit under the weather, please do not attend our event. Everyone's health and well-being are so important that there will be other times to perform. Please do not risk anyone's health for a 3-minute performance. It's not worth it. The intention of this video is all about education. If we are all on the same page when it comes to personal hygiene and the do's and don'ts relating to COVID, then the event will be stress-free for everyone, and we can all enjoy the reason we're together in the first place, to enjoy dance and the performers doing what they love. So please, help me help you. Everyone's safety is important to me, so consider when you come to an Evolution event that you become part of Team Evolution. Please follow the guidelines and expectations set out for everyone, as they are there to protect you as much as possible. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch and listen. I will talk to you all again very soon.